Hello everyone. Today I would like to teach you on basic statistic. What is size of class interval? Is the largest data value minus the smallest data value divided by number of classes. And the lower limit is the smallest value and upper limit is the largest value of a class. So these two definitions are very important. So basically you must know how to find size of class interval. So how to find size of class interval? You identify the largest data value and then you minus with the smallest data value and then you see how many class you want to form. You divide. So what is lower boundary? The way to find lower boundary is you must take the upper limit of class before it plus the lower limit of the class. Alright, so it's upper limit of the class before it plus the lower limit of the class itself divided by 2. So boundary, for the upper boundary, you have to take upper limit of the class plus the lower limit of the class after it. Okay, for the upper boundary, you have to take upper limit of the class plus the lower limit of the class after the class interval and you divide by 2. So I'm going to show you how to find the upper boundary, how to find the lower boundary by using the concept that I just explained to you. It's actually finding the midpoint between the upper limit of the class and the lower limit of the class after it. So let's say we are having a very small data, which about 4 times 5, 20 data, right? We have 20 data. So we want to actually determine the class interval for the data, and if the number of the classes that we want to form is 6, that means we want the 6 class interval. So the basic step is you must follow what I say. You must find the largest value and then the smallest value, and you find the difference between them. Actually that is the range, right? Range. Largest data value minus the smallest data value, and then you have to divide by how many classes I want. 6 classes. So then you can roughly know how big is the size of the class. Alright, so now let's focus the data and then let's identify the largest data and the smallest data, and after that we are going to find the range. So let's go to the data and find the largest data. Is actually, let's focus to the largest data. Okay, the largest data is 173, right? If you look at that, it's 173. So I am going to find the other one, which is the smallest data, right? Okay, let me see. The smallest data is, okay, which one is the smallest data? The smallest data is, okay, 145, isn't it? So we will minus 173 minus 145, and then we divide by 6. Okay, you can try to press your calculator. 173, okay, 173 you minus with 145, and then you divide by 6, because we already decide to have 6 class interval, and our size of the class is actually we get the decimal 4 point something, right? You try to minus and you divide by the 6, then you will get the number, and the number that you get, if possible, we want the integer. Okay, so if let's say you got 4.6 66 something, you have to round off to the nearest integer. So we take 173 and then we minus with 145 and then we divide by 6. Alright, so you press your calculator, your size of the class you must choose. Normally we prefer 5 or 10, the figure which looks like very systematic. Okay, it can be 2, no problem, but normally we will round off to the nearest integer, so we get the answer which is I think if you press your calculator you got 4.6, right? So we round up to 5. Okay, so that means we say our size of the class interval is 5. Okay, that is very important for you to determine the size of the class. Then only you can form the class interval. So how to form the class interval? Of course, we will start with the smallest, okay, data, and then we will keep on plus 5. If we really count, 145 is the lowest. So 145, if you want to have the 5 data inside, 145, 146, 47, 48, 49 is 149, right? It's not just plus 5, okay? You have to count the number of the data. We should have 5 data, so it should be 145 to 149, right? So if you list out, then you will see it's 149, and then it's not the 145 plus 5, okay? Alright, so how you actually decide is you can decide for the next one is 145. I mean the lower limit for the second class is 150, like that. That means 145 you plus 5, you get 150 for the lower limit. For the lower limit you can plus 5, keep on plus 5, so it's 145 plus 5, 150, and then 150 you plus 5 will be 155, isn't it? We can only plus 5 for the maybe for the lower limit, or for the upper limit, or for the midpoint, or for the boundary. Okay, so 150 plus 5 is 155, and then 155 plus 5 will be 160, and 160 plus 5 will be 165, and I think we need to do until 170 for the lower limit. Okay, so you have to make sure is organized, or the lower limit all are consistent with the plus 5. Okay, so for the upper limit we have to be very careful. You cannot take 145 plus 5, because 145 plus 5 you get 150, which is the lower limit. That means the upper limit should be 149, isn't it? Okay, so now we label until 170, right? 170. So now we only label until 165. So we make it 170, so that we can cover all the data in the distribution. We say distribution. Okay, so now we have the last one, which is 165 plus 5. So every lower limit you have to plus with the size of the class to get the next one. So example here, I have 165 and plus 5, I will get 170. Okay, I think that is enough to cover the maximum data is 173. So that means I will stop adding. I don't think I need 175, right? 170 is good enough for me to arrange all the data in the we call as in the group data. All right. Okay, now we put a dash so that we can write the class interval. And then how to find the upper limit? Okay, it's 150. You have to according to definition, right? The upper limit for the class interval is actually if you, let's say you label like that, you have the -1 for everyone so that it won't be overlapping, right? So it's 149 and then plus 5. 149 plus 5, you get 154. All right. And the last one, you have to add on 169 plus 5. You can plus 5, so you got 175. So 175 is the upper limit for the last class interval. Okay, understand? I hope you understood. 169 plus 5. So it will be 174. You notice that the data is very organized. It will be ending with 4954, 59, 94, 94, 94. Very organized, right? Okay, so we have managed to form the class interval for the group data of the Form 5 pupils. Now from the class interval, we can actually construct a frequency table. Now what is frequency table? A frequency table is actually, it consists of class interval with the we call as frequency for the data for each of the class interval. So we need to complete the frequency table with the lower limit and the upper limit. We have done lower limit and upper limit, and this is actually shows the height of the student, right? So the unit is in centimeter, so we can label as height in centimeter. Okay, for the class interval representing height in centimeter. Okay, now we need to complete the table for midpoint, lower boundary, and upper boundary, right? For the lower and upper limit, we just settled just now. Now, according to definition, I have teach you how to find the lower limit, upper limit, right? So we're going to list down one by one. Frequency, you have to go to the table and find 145 to 149. It seems like we have 145 and 148 only. We managed to find two data, so we will actually write frequency as 2 when there is 2 data. Okay, so when you do, you can do the tally. You know tally, you can draw the line and then you update 2. Okay, and if it is one bundle, then we will actually tie up. All right. So but if you think you don't want to do tally, it's okay. So you count carefully, 150, 152. So it seems like we have more than that. So be careful when you count the frequency. We have 3, we have 153, 150, and 152, which is lies between 150 to 154. So the frequency is 3. For 155 to 159, let's go to the table. It seems like we have many, right? We have 6, right? There are 6 data that lies between 155 to 159. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data. So the frequency is 6. Alright, okay. So actually after you do, they always like to ask you what is the model class. Model class, it means mode, right? It's actually the class with the highest frequency. So far I can see 155 to 159 is a model class. For 160 to 164 we have 1, 2, 3, 5, right? We have 5 pupils height. So the frequency is 5. And then for 165 to 169, let me see how many. We have 3, right? So we highlight like this: 168, 165, and 166. So we have 3 data. So we say the frequency is 3. Alright, so the frequency is 3. And then for 170 to 174, we managed to find 173. We don't have 174, right? So it seems like if you double check carefully, we have the only one, which is 173. Alright, so that is so-called frequency. So after we have do the counting, we always add up and make sure it's tally with the number of data that we have. So if you add up, you should have how many? You should have 20 data, right? Okay, now in order to list out the lower limit, I will highlight in blue color. So you can see 145, 150, 155, 160, 165, 170. All the height which is to the left of the class interval are the lower limit. Then how about the upper limit? The upper limit, of course, will be the height that is to the right of the class interval, which I highlighted in green color. So you have 149, 154, 159, 164, 169, 174. These are so-called upper limits, alright? Okay, so basically we just copy from the class interval for the lower limit and upper limit. Okay, and then to find the midpoint is just you take the midpoint or average of the lower limit and the upper limit. That means we take 145 plus 149 divided by 2. So after we divide by 2, we can actually just plus with the size of the class to get the next midpoint. Okay, so you take 145 plus 149, you divide by 2. Make sure you divide by 2. Okay, after you divide by 2, you will get the answer, which is actually the midpoint between 145 to 149, which is actually 147, right? 147. So we can actually plus 5 from 147 to get the next one. Alright, every data actually is plus the size of the class to get the next one. So 147 plus 5, what you get? You can do your calculation. After you get, you can plus 5 for the next one, and you will notice that you can do very fast if you plus 5. Keep on plus 5 to get the next one. Alright, so you just take 147 plus 5, 152, 152 plus 5, 157. You notice that it will end with 72, 72, 72, very organized. 157, right? 152 plus 5. And then after that, you will have 157 plus 5. You will have 162. Alright, after 162, you have 162 plus 5 will be 167, right? After that, 167 plus 5 will be 172. That will be the last one. 167 plus 5, you get 172. Okay, so we have solved the midpoint. Then how about lower boundary? Have I teach you how to find lower boundary? If not, then make sure you learn. These are the basic for the statistic, which are very important. How to find the lower boundary according to definition just now. We have learned the definition for lower boundary, right? Okay, let's recall the formula. You will take the upper boundary, you copy the upper limit, you just add 0.5, and then for the lower boundary, you just you can say that you want to minus 5, is it? Okay, if you want to minus 5 from 149, that means 149.5 minus 5, you get 144.5, right? So, but you need to be very careful. The first class you have to find the right one first. So normally the upper boundary, you will become the lower boundary for the next class, right? And then this one, you have to plus the, you have to minus a 5. Okay, you want to find back the previous one, you have to take 149.5 minus out 5, which is 144.5. Okay, so basically that is how you find, but normally we will ask a student to take to find the lower limit. You have to take the previous one, the previous class, okay, which is actually the previous upper limit plus the lower limit divided by 2. Okay, so if possible, you must add on one of the class interval before 145 to 149. So this is so-called frequency table. Alright, so now let's do one exercise, how to form the frequency table from the example 2. Construct a cumulative frequency table. Now you need to add on the frequency. Alright, so we will copy the class interval first. The name for the class interval is age. We have 10 to 19, right? 20 to 29. You can copy down, and the frequency you can copy, so you don't have to do the tally, which is easy, right? If they give you the data that already in class interval. Then the cumulative frequency for the first class, of course, still 4. But for the next class, because you need to accumulate, means accumulate, you have to add on 4 plus 5, you will get 9, right? And then 5, you have to plus with the 8. Alright, 5 plus. Okay, after that, you have to 4 plus 5 plus 8. So you have 9 plus 8, which is 17. So you keep on adding like this in a vertical way, you know. So 17 plus 7, so you have 24, and finally you should get back all the total frequency, which is you have how many? 10, you have 10, 13, 23, you should have 27, right? The last one, 50 to 59, will give you a total sample for the class. Okay, so the total frequency is 27. So that's all my sharing for the frequency table and cumulative frequency table. For this one, they didn't ask you to find the lower limit, upper limit, lower boundary and upper boundary, and the midpoint. Okay, so we will discuss more example on how to form the frequency table and cumulative frequency table in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day.